Thanks for hanging out, dude.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Do you have like 20 of those hats or?
No, well, the short answer is I have a bunch of them, yes. My wife bought me a little hat rack, so then I have a whole bunch of hat racks. And as I told you before when we were walking in, I wore this hat specifically, and it has like some marks to it.
Oh, boy, that's gross.
I wore the hat, and the guy's like, "Why is your hat dirty?" I said, "Because I wear it, bud."
I'm a cowboy.
Yeah, like I got thrown off a horse and my hat didn't come off. I shattered my collarbone, but my hat didn't come off.
That's nuts. That's
Oh,
awesome.
man.
Well, welcome to the Killer Growth Podcast. I'm Sam McVay, and today I have Logan Shrag. Did I say that right?
That's me. Yep, Logan Shrag.
Logan Shrag with Diamond Spring Ranch, Cowboy Experience.com.
That's right, Cowboy Experience KS.com.
KS.com. Thank you.
I couldn't get Cowboy Experience.
Yeah, that's probably a popular domain.
Yes,
name.
yeah.
So, yeah, appreciate you being here.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, this will be fun. So let's start off with a nice soft serve. Let's hear your story, and then we'll get into what you guys do. Your story from college age to what brought you to Diamond Spring Ranch today.
Yeah, so I've always been an entrepreneur my whole life, and we went through some. We built the business. That business filed bankruptcy, so we ended up losing a bunch of that stuff. And I saw a buddy of mine that had a horse ranch, and we'd been raising cattle since 2009. So I showed cattle, got all kinds of trophies and buckles and everything showing cattle.
Like 4-H type?
Yeah, like
deal?
big trophies. Yeah, like big trophies.
But is that like under 4-H or is there
Yeah,
a
it's
separate...
actually right down the road here.
Oh, okay.
Where we showed right down there. And so anyways, we showed cattle, raised short horns, and still raise short horns and sell a little bit of beef. But this was when you had to have a lot of cattle, and you still do have to have a lot of cattle really to make anything work, to like be substantial. And I saw a buddy of mine, he had a ranch still does in Kansas City. And I thought, well, maybe, I like horses. We'd had them growing up, but we just didn't have any right at that moment. I told my parents, and they said, well, yeah, I guess you could buy a horse, So I bought a horse, and then
Nothing to it.
yeah, that's what I thought, right? And I bought the horse. My buddy brought down several of his horses. This was November of 2022, I believe. And we did our Cowboy Experience launch. And it was really fun. We did a whole bunch of trail rides. I think we did like 40 trail rides. In my mind, I was like, oh my gosh, we did so many trail rides. And then I bought another horse from the Hutch Correctional Facility. And it's a fantastic horse.
Was it like a police horse? What did this horse do? He was doing time.
It just got
released.
Yeah, he had just got released. He was on work release. Yeah. No, his name's Taco Cat, and he's a fan favorite.
That's a really popular card game, actually.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
I didn't know if that's where. Okay.
No, the inmates named him Taco Cat because coming out of the wild. So there's like 90,000 wild horses that are out there. And
out where?
So Nevada is a big there's a specific basin in Nevada. There's a bunch in Oregon. But anyways, they're all over the place. And so anyways, they catch them. The BLM, Bureau of Land Management, catches them.
Thank you.
And they then take them to correctional facilities where the inmates that are on a minimum security get to break them. So it's a really cool project for them. Anyways,
so break them like they're getting on them and they're bucking them
to break a horse would be
to
start it from zero,
Yeah.
Be able to lead it around, then be able to eventually ride it. Well, this horse Taco Cat, I heard about this program. They had a few that were in there. This horse is nothing special. He didn't look special. Some got really cool markings or whatever. So, but you pay $125
for the horse. That seems like a good deal.
So I bought Taco for $125.
What's that per pound? What's a horse weigh? That's pretty good.
Exactly. And so anyways, I bought that horse second, and we still have him today. Been a fantastic horse. We have a drink named the Taco Cat at the bar. Nice. People love him. We use him for kids some My 5-year-old and 3-year-old ride him. So anyways, that was the second horse I bought. He almost threw me the first week I got him. So Mustangs, some horses, they buck. A lot of Mustangs, they kind of do this and then they just go out from underneath you. So they he got scared of the T-post and almost threw me. Like it wasn't anything crazy, but he did that little Mustang kind of dip down and about toss you off. And so anyways, I about got tossed the very first day.
Why is a horse called a Mustang? What makes a Mustang a Mustang?
So it's just the wild Mustang and burro program is what they have. So a lot of people, like a papered horse would be a quarter horse, a paint horse, a gypsy vanner, a draft horse, something like that. And these are just mutt, if you will, of the horses, and the strongest survive and the weak ones don't. So Mustangs, because you have to get horses' feet trimmed, Mustangs' feet are the best feet in horses. Some people ask to have them, like trimmed like a Mustang would be. They stay fat on air. I mean, like it takes
fat on air.
He stays fat on air. Like he just stays fat when my other ones get skinny.
Interesting.
So anyways, the maintenance on them is really low.
Okay.
So the Hutch Correctional Facility program there is a fantastic program. I've got a number of horses from there. I was actually talking yesterday about going and getting another one from there. Anyways, it's a really cool program. So that was the second horse I bought. And then I needed actually 3 horses to start doing it, to start doing trail rides, because I need a lead horse and someone leading it, which was me the first year. And then I needed 2 horses so that you and your wife could come ride.
Got it.
So I went to a sale barn, bought a horse for $1,100, actually here in El Dorado. Or maybe it was Hutch, I can't remember. But anyways, bought one at a sale barn. And for $1,100, just hoping that the horse would turn out. And I still have that horse. So she's turned out really good. She's our white horse named Eden. And anyway, so then I had 3 horses and I could start doing trail rides.
Yeah.
And we did.
When you say you hope it works out, like what happens if a horse doesn't work out?
Well, they throw you off and break your bones or stomp on you or
you just move them on to the next ranch.
Yeah, then you just sell it. Yeah.
I guess like on the horse ride side, you want the right demeanor.
Yeah, especially for trail rides, because most of the people that we have at the ranch are total beginners. They've never been on a horse, and you don't need a total beginner to get
I'd probably get on a horse backwards. I'd be like, how does this work?
I might put you on the horse backwards on purpose. Funny enough, our trail lead now, we have one employee. Our trail lead now sometimes rides Ringo, which is the horse she likes to ride, backwards so she can talk to the customers. Yeah, it's ridiculous, and I tell her not to, but the horse is broken enough she does. So.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, so that got you into the horses. So you did some stuff prior to that.
Yep.
Moved into that side.
Well, I've just been an entrepreneur my whole life, and I just really wanted to take a shot at, I really feel like God is kind of drawing me into this piece of it. And during that time, we also had just built a treehouse. So we have a treehouse that's like a treehouse masters, if you will, treehouse. There's an HGTV show that's called Treehouse Masters. The guy that produces that show lives in Mulvane. Not the face of it, but the producer lives in Mulvane.
Crazy.
My sister got married, and a friend of my dad's, he went to high school with this guy. And we said, well, we're thinking about putting a cabin out here. We don't really know what we want to do. And he said, you should talk to my buddy that does Treehouse Masters. He came out. We said, here's these 3 trees. And we now have a $250,000 treehouse
in a tree. Yeah. That's wild. Okay, so here, let's backtrack on that real quick. So this land, this is your parents' land?
My parents' place, there's 40 acres out there.
40 acres out there.
Yep.
Okay, is
we're
where
just
this
north of Wichita,
venue
like
is.
15 minutes. So far enough away that it's quiet, close enough that it's just like kind of going down.
Yeah, once you get out there, I've been out there, you don't feel like you're close to anything.
Yeah.
Like once you get into the property.
Well, really the whole idea behind the ranch is we want people to be able to quiet enough to kind of hear what matters, be able to listen to God's voice, because there's so much noise. Life moves so fast. How do we actually slow down and then hear what God really wants to tell you, you know?
Yeah. Where did the idea, so the origin of this before the Airbnbs, which we'll go into next, but the horse ride thing, where did you get the idea of like, I'm just going to buy a horse and people are going to pay to ride in trails? Like,
so my buddy that had the ranch in Kansas City, I had a lot of conversations with him. And the pricing structure of, do you charge $35? Do you charge $65? What kind of clientele do you get with each of those? So we charge $45 for a regular trail ride and then $55 for a sunset ride. And that keeps out, people that are there to cause problems, really.
Sure.
So anyways, but it's kind of the idea came from him and getting to watch what he did. A friend of mine told me, why would I reinvent average when I could copy genius? And I thought, that makes a lot of sense. And quite honestly, you know, in school they teach you, you know, don't look off of Sam's paper. But if Sam has the answer in life and I don't, why would I not like ask you for the answer? You know, like
At least ask.
They also said we wouldn't always have calculators, but you know, now we got them on our phone. You know?
Right. Now we don't even need that. We
That's
just
right.
say, "Hey Siri, what's this number?" That's great. So that, you know, that seems like a popular concept in destination places. What's interesting to me, like Colorado, right? You go to Colorado, there's trail rides.
Yeah.
Montana, different places. And so he was doing it in Kent City, which is
A bigger market.
A bigger market, and you're in the Wichita surrounding area. Not small, but not massive. So it's cool to have that concept here, where it's a 45-minute drive for 600,000 people to be able to have that experience. I would agree that that's probably something a lot of people would never do in their life unless they're at a destination.
Yeah, you're right. And that's a lot of the people that come out. They want this. I mean, especially Yellowstone. Yellowstone plays right into our hand because everybody wants to be a cowboy until it's time to be a cowboy.
Right,
you know?
right. Yeah.
So anyways, people love to play cowboy. Like, it's fun. And we really want to be able to provide a space for that is a safe place for getting on horses, because it's not safe everywhere to get on horses.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
And really the slow down, come stay at the treehouse, have a drink at the bar at the lodge, you know, ride the horses, come on a dinner date, which is a steak and potato dinner, and they just get away from it for a while, a campfire, sunset ride. So anyways, it's the get away from town, but you're not that far from town.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. It's the fast food ranch experience, right?
Well,
you just drive right through.
That's actually pretty good.
We might want to use that.
That's right. That's right. We got to cut that part out of the podcast so I can use that. The fast food ranch experience. That's really good.
So take me through the timeline. So this venue, right? It consists of a event center, essentially the treehouse, the wagon, the trail rides. You do the summer camp. But take me through the timeline of when you did each thing to where it's at today. So what was the first thing that you did on the ranch?
The first thing was the lodge.
Okay.
So we moved out to the ranch in 2009, and there was actually a dirt bike track where the lodge sits now.
Oh.
The lodge was a dream of my dad's for years, and it was just a man cave is what he wanted. Yeah. Well, it's a 40 by 80 by 30 foot tall ceiling man cave. Yeah, it's hard to get it insured because there's nothing like it within 200 miles.
Yeah. Well, 30 foot
there's
tall
no
man
comps,
cave.
you know, like,
yeah.
So anyways, Dad always wanted that. When I was growing up, we'd have, you know, items that were like old antique items. And we're like, is this a barn item? You know, because so we saved these boxes and boxes of stuff that you now see on the wall at the lodge of barn items that we kept for years and years and years when I was growing up, because my dad really wanted to do that. So that was a really cool, I guess, starting piece, but it was a real dream of his, an end to the dream that he wanted to have something like this, and be able to just really use it for us, our family, our friends. So that was really the beginning of that. From that, we then started raising cattle.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then the cattle side was you're doing the competitions, raising your own meat, I guess, probably. Then from there, what was next was that the horses?
So then it was a treehouse.
Treehouse,
I believe it was,
this is what I'm most excited to talk about.
2021, something like that. I can't remember exactly, but the treehouse, and we built that. It took about 6 months to build. Me and my crew built it. I also do residential remodeling. And so me and my crew built that. And we built the entire structure of it inside the lodge. So the lodge was big enough that we built all the walls inside the lodge when it was in the wintertime, and then picked it up with a telehandler and set it in the tree. What? I mean, like one wall at a time.
That makes no sense. How do you even do that?
So we built the structure of it like you build a deck. So we built a deck that's high enough you could drive the skid steer under. Then once we have the deck, we say, okay, now our neighbor who has a telehandler, our neighbor has like every piece of equipment. It's fantastic.
Heck yeah.
And just it's great to have great neighbors. Anyway, so Ed brought his telehandler over, picked it up, set it in the trees, and it's a 2-story treehouse.
Yeah.
So we put the first story in, you get that solidified. Then the next one, you set it in there, put the floor in. Anyways, it was a process.
And you and your dad did all of it.
Yep.
Like, so I mean, obviously you had to have some counsel, but I'm just imagining when I've seen it, there's stuff going through the trees, like all this crazy stuff. And like somebody makes a system that keeps it all.
Somebody stayed up late many nights to make the system that the treehouse is on. So it's engineered by Yale, I believe. Yale and Harvard engineered it. It's, when you look at it, it's really simple. You know, it's a bar and another piece that sits in the tree and allows the tree to move, while the treehouse, if the treehouse is sitting above this, doesn't move and allows the bar to move when the tree moves in the wind. And
so the house isn't moving. The
house doesn't move.
The house.
Correct. Yes. Wow. So you'll be standing there, or the best way that I can explain it to people is when you're in a parking lot and the car behind you is backing up and you feel like you're moving forward.
Gotcha.
So you're looking at the tree and you're thinking, I must be moving.
Yeah,
but
you're not moving.
Yeah, it's wild. Yeah.
So those are going through. So how's that bar? It's just a hole.
So you go PVC? In the tree. It will look about the size of a Coke can, and then it's about 12 inches or so of a 1-inch thread that you put in the tree. You drill a hole in the tree. You put it in with a 4-foot pipe wrench and 4 guys.
Okay.
So, and the water content of the tree, when you put it in there, the water content of the tree is instantly starting to grab a hold of it. So you got 30, 40 seconds to get this in there. And, you know, it's a rod that long. And then the Coke can piece is about the size of a Coke can, a little smaller than a Coke can. And then you put that halfway in there. So you got a 4-foot pipe wrench, one guy on a ladder. No, we must have had 2 of us on 2 ladders, 2 people on the ground pulling down. And, you know, it's hard. And then you take a break. Sometimes you have to break it loose with the skid steer just because of the water content grabbing a
grabs
hold.
it again.
And we put these in hedge trees. So the hedge is obviously really hard too, and then you can build on it instantly.
Jeez.
And the engineering piece of it, like it goes in, and then it has another safety that ties up to the top of to another piece of the tree. But the only time it fails is when the tree falls down.
There you go.
So
how do you take care of that tree?
Yeah, for real.
You gotta be nice to
Their
that
hedge
tree.
trees, they ain't going anywhere.
Yeah,
the hedge tree that it's on is about as big as this rug. It's crazy.
That's wild. Yeah. So that mechanism, who manufactures
Treehouse
that?
Masters.
Treehouse Masters.
Yes, Treehouse Masters is it's designed through them. So it's like $5,000 or $6,000 just in those 3 brackets to put, and then you put the bracket on, and then a beam on top of that bracket.
Dang.
Yeah. It's really cool. And there's 2 different kinds. One is a tree that's solid that doesn't move, which is that big tree I mentioned. And then the other ones you put that allow the trees to move. And the interesting part that our friend told us, that Dustin told us, was that once a tree is dead, like a 4x4, for example, a 4x4 alive tree has double the strength that a 4x4 that you would buy at Home Depot does. So it doesn't have to be a huge tree to put it in to have tons of strength in it.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. No, it's a big tree. And it's a cool tree. Like, it's perfect.
Yeah. Well, and it hangs over and you walk underneath it. It's really cool. And we have almost a total wraparound deck up there. It's cool. Yeah.
And it stays pretty busy, but it's on Airbnb.
And on our website, Cowboy Experience, KS.com, that people can book it. It's been really, really cool. It's full like 20 nights a month.
Yeah.
So people love it. It's actually sometimes hard to get it booked, especially in the summertime or springtime. But yeah, man, people love it. It's fun.
Yeah. Get in line, folks.
Get in line. That's right.
That's awesome. That's wild. So that treehouse goes up, and the whole plan was Airbnb destination the whole time. Okay.
That's right.
Then the next edition was the wagon.
The wagon. And because the treehouse was so full, which is why we did the wagon.
That makes sense.
And it all goes around our Cowboy Experience type of deal. The wagon is very unique. They make them in Topeka, Kansas here. Okay. So just up the road, we went and looked at some of them, and they're really neat. And it's a lot more quaint. It's a lot smaller than the treehouse. It's about 10 foot by 30 foot, but it's got a bed, 2 bunks, a full-size shower, a little bathroom in there, a little microwave kind of area. Yeah. So anyways, it's really cool, and people have rented that as well.
It's bigger on the inside than you would think.
For sure.
And it looks like a Little House on the Prairie wagon. I mean, it's like
1880s going down the prairie wagon.
Yeah. It's awesome. Can you actually like pull that with a truck?
Yeah, that's how that's how we placed it there, was with a truck. Yeah.
You hitch it up and then
and the wheels that are on it are like from the Amish. So the wheels are on it like how they would have built a wagon wheel.
Oh, so they're like wood wheels.
They're wood, legit wagon wheels, yeah.
Wow.
And then they have a contraption where you hook it on. It comes in and it has a hitch so you could pull it around with a truck to put it in place.
Around your property. You're
Right.
not
Yeah, you're
taking
not
that on
going
the
down the
road.
highway. Yeah.
Let's see how good this
how
Amish
fast this thing will go.
craftsmanship really
Yeah.
is. Wow. That's so cool. When I walked into that thing, I was blown away by how nice it was inside. I mean, it feels like a studio apartment.
It does.
Like when you go inside,
Yeah.
and then from the outside, you just don't expect to walk into that. Like,
Yeah, it's
like a
really
really nice camper.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, like
and then
when
it's got, even in the wintertime, it's cool. So it has a double layer that's the canvas on the outside.
Yeah.
And supposed to be 40% better than anything else that's out there. But the moral of the story is there's a mini split in there. So it's toasty in there, even when it's cold. So it's nice.
That makes sense. Yeah. And they're made where in Kansas? You
In
said
Topeka.
Topeka.
Yep.
And that's what this place does.
That's what they
just
do.
make.
They
So they
just
probably
make
ship those all
wagons.
over the country.
They do. Yep. And some people, put them in circles like you'd see on the prairie, circling up the wagons. And
That's so
it's
cool.
a really neat deal. Yeah.
So your trails on your property run around right next to the wagon, the treehouse, right?
Correct,
That's kind of
yeah.
where it starts.
So we have about 1.5 miles of trails. So we start up by the lodge. You kind of go right by the treehouse and then by the wagon, down a big hill, up another hill, and then you're in the trees. I mean, you're in the trees a lot of the time, but then you're in a lot more dense trees. And you go all the way to the end of our property, come back around, and if you're doing the sunset ride, you kind of go out to where the sunset is. If not, you kind of wind back around. But it's really fun. 35 to 45 minutes of riding.
Yeah.
And people love it.
Seems like plenty.
It's just enough that you'll be sore the next day, not too sore, but you'll remember us and you'll have the picture for Instagram.
right. Exactly.
That's what $45 gets you. A little soreness and a picture for Instagram.
I love it. Tell us about other features of the property.
So we have a pond out there. So we've had a lot of people come out that have done trail rides elsewhere. I guess what people would call a trail ride, but it's like in a pasture or, on the road or whatever. So a lot of people really like that we're actually going through trails down by the water. People really also like that we treat them with respect. I have other businesses, and there's a lot of horse people that I feel like have their nose so far in the air that they can't even like look at someone in the eye. And so we totally swim upstream from that. We just want to look somebody in the eye, treat them with respect, have integrity, and like, hey, you never been on a horse before? That's okay. Come get on my horse. It's safe.
Yeah.
And so anyways, it's a safe place for people to be able to like learn. That's really
Like, hey, I know this thing looks huge and it's probably really scary,
Yeah.
but it's going to be okay.
for sure,
Yeah.
but it can kill you at any point.
They're very heavy.
No, they're great. The horses we use are very broke. They're
Yeah.
really, really good. And it's fun because then people have a really fun experience. After we got 100 5-star reviews, I looked at like the AI version of what it says people are saying.
Like a
about it.
summary of
A summary,
all. Love
exactly.
That.
And exactly the things that I wanted when I started it is what people are saying. The staff is friendly. They smile. They treated me with respect. The horses are nice. The horses are safe. My kids had a fun time. Whatever that was really the things we wanted. And then being able to portray that, especially when you're hiring people, to then, okay, I know how I would do it, but how do we hire somebody that then goes along with our values, that has integrity, that knows enough about horses? Because when you're leading the trail ride, not only do you have to control the horse you're on, but you got to control the other 4 horses or 5 horses behind you, and be able to be calm if something, a horse starts to wander off, whatever.
Sure. Yeah. Your dad mentioned something like, is your pond spring fed?
Yes.
There's
it's a
something about it being
spring-fed
really
pond.
cold even in the
Yeah,
summer.
it is. Yeah. So it's about this much on the top is really warm. And then you go down. We'd had it dug out a few years ago. And it's all spring fed. When we dug it out, more springs started showing up. So it's all spring fed. So it stays full year round. And the water is cold.
Yeah.
It's nice in the summertime. But
Could you put trout in there? Is it cold enough?
it's probably not cold enough for
Yeah.
trout.
They
But
might make it
maybe
a
in the
few
bottom.
days.
Yeah, they might make it a few days. I'll call you when we put them in there. You can catch them. Yeah. Get your fly rod out there.
Yeah. Trout on Fridays.
For sure.
That's cool. Are there any fish in it?
There's fish what the good Lord put in there. That's
Yeah,
really it.
sure. Yeah. Makes sense.
I mean, that used to be stocked. And then we had a big flood. Actually, it dried out.
Okay.
We had a flood a few years before that, and then it dried out. When it dried out, we dug it out, and we just haven't restocked it yet.
Gotcha.
But yeah, we probably will. I mean, people they catch bullheads and that sort of deal. So there are fish in there. There's some pretty good sized carp in there too. But just whatever the good Lord and the birds and put in there. So
whatever's surviving.
That's right.
So I think a lot of people think and dream of doing an Airbnb destination.
Yeah.
It's, obviously it's blown up, and especially since COVID. What year did you put the treehouse in?
2022, I believe.
22.
Yep.
Yeah, which was a good time. That was still kind of I feel like a lot of people were trying to find places to go. It's enough outside of COVID that they were getting back to normal.
That's
but
right.
They had built those habits. I mean, we did too, of like looking for places to go.
That are local, that are not like,
exactly.
In Europe. Now, Europe is cool.
And expensive. I mean, that's just expensive, but to be able to find a destination that's
right here close.
That's, I mean, most of your expense when you find something you really want to go to is just the travel, getting there. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, a lot of people I think that, dream that up, and like have cool ideas like that, and then like never do it. What was that moment where you and your dad are just like, we're doing this?
Well,
like,
that's just kind of how we are, like I heard somebody say the richest place is the graveyard, because so many ideas that people had that they never did.
Oh yeah.
And that's one thing that when I was raised, they taught me to take risks and have some responsibility. So take the risk, and if it works, great. If it doesn't, take the responsibility for it, So kind of like when I bought some horses, I thought, oh, I'm going to try it. I guess I could sell the horses if it doesn't go good, because horses are expensive to upkeep, especially when you got 8 of them. And so anyways, just taking the risk on it and just being willing to try and fill it up. And we didn't know what the heck we're doing.
Sure.
We use you for our marketing. It's been awesome now.
Yeah.
But we didn't know. We're just trying to get the word out there. Visit Wichita has been awesome in helping us get the word out there. We were a partner of them for a while. Anyways, like anything we could do just to talk to people to just try and make it work. And when we first did it, you're just figuring it out, and it didn't work that good when we first started.
Sure.
But now
it's staying pretty busy.
It stays busy all the time.
Yeah. What went into, I'm sure you guys are like, okay, is there one like this in the state? Right? Like, wait, are there anything?
Not
is
like
there
this
anything?
one.
Yeah.
No, I mean, the guy, Dustin, the treehouse guy, he produces shows for a bunch of other stuff.
The McVay guy.
Guy. Yeah. And he has several tree houses at his place there too. And we built the treehouse, and we're building it. And I'm looking at the design. And I'm thinking, this thing doesn't look like it's that big. And somebody comes out there, or Dustin came out there. He said, "This is a effing huge treehouse." And we're like, we didn't know that.
Right.
We just are building one. It's 2 stories. It got a loft. It's got a bathroom. I mean,
and the deck on it goes all the way around.
Yeah, almost all the way around. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool little deal.
Yeah,
for sure.
So that, I'm sure that was in your head too, of like, there's not a lot of this around here. So
yeah, there's not. And the uniqueness of it, that's really what we were after. And same with the wagon. It's unique. And next we might do like, we're thinking about doing like a horse trailer, or like one of those grain bin silos, or something like that. Something that's unique that goes along with the cowboy
with
way
the
of
theme.
life. That's
which
right.
I love that.
That's right.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
But going back to your point of people wanting to do something fun that's not that far away, you spend $500 or $1,000 on a flight getting somewhere where you could drive out of town and spend $500, and you're going to stay the night, have a steak dinner. I mean, all that sort of stuff. And you could, be at work the next morning if you had to.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. And I think a lot of people just get scared in that moment. You're like, okay, this is a really cool idea, but is anyone really going to utilize it? And then you think of your location, right? You're like, we're in the smack dab middle of Kansas. Like nobody's going to want to come here.
Right.
But there's a lot of people that live around here that would go there.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people that come from a distance specifically to do the trail rides. And then there's a lot of people that come from other states to come stay in the treehouse too.
That's cool. What's the farthest away that someone's come just to do that treehouse?
I don't know. We've had people come from overseas that have stayed in the treehouse. Like I talked to a guy that was from South America or something, that he flew in. He had to do some sort of maintenance on a jet and needed somewhere to stay. So he ended up staying
flew
there.
into Wichita to do
do something
work
like that. And then we've had some of our other friends that have come from South Africa. So anyways, there's been people that have come from all over the place.
That's really cool. Yeah. What's the most surprising thing to you of all the things you've done? Like as far as the usage or people doing it a lot? Like, which one has surprised you the most?
I think probably what surprises the most is just in general how much people are really looking for something like this.
Yeah.
Because life does move so fast. You know, you're on your phone, you're going to work, you're driving in traffic, you're doing whatever, and just the slowdown. I think people are attracted to the slowdown.
Yeah.
And the cowboy way of life, if you want to call it that. But people just want something that they can be connected to, and I think that really at the root of it, whether you're in church or not, I think people connect to God outside and really have a chance to slow down is really what we're after. Because it's awful hard to text when you're on a horse. You know, like it just doesn't work that good.
Well, that one person you just mentioned riding backwards, I'm sure they could pull it off.
Yeah, she could do it. Yeah, for sure.
The horse rides seem busy this summer.
Yeah.
And
we'll do close to 1,000 rides this year.
That's a lot of rides.
And I think we did 400-ish the first year, 700-ish the second year, 1,000-ish this year. So we'll see what happens next year. Yeah.
Do you have enough horses and help to go past the 1,000
Yeah,
rides?
so we'll go down in the wintertime now. We're going to sell some of our horses. Actually, I have some other people that want to buy some of my other trail horses. So we'll sell some of those horses, and then we'll buy more as we get back into the springtime. And the cool thing about what we're doing is people want a good broke horse that's been on trail rides, is taking kids, that's safe for them, that they know is safe. And now they see us and they recognize our brand with it. They raise safe horses.
Yeah.
Or they have safe horses. So then we end up selling some to people that want to buy them, buy some, put them through the ringer, sell them. So
that process is not about them aging out. That's more of you've trained it to this point. Now you can go get a good buy, get a horse in a better.
Yeah. I mean, we want our horses to be healthy. We want our horses to be fat. We want them to be, doing all those things. Once you get a horse that gets older and they have a little more maintenance on them, somebody else is more happy to do the maintenance and the horse is happier there because they're, getting ridden not as often. I mean, we're asking the horses to work. True. They're a 1,200 pound animal that we're using for a business.
Yeah.
And we're asking them to work. So they're riding 6-8 hours on a day on a weekend. So we do rides Thursday night, sometimes Friday night, all day Saturday, and after church on Sunday.
Yeah.
So then they got, 12 or 15 hours of actual rides that we're doing through the weekend on the summers. So it's not more than the horse can do. We just want to make sure that the horse can do it and can do it for the long term and can stay fat and all those things. So yes, some age out or some that we just say you don't fit exactly what we need. We're going to go find another horse.
Yeah. How do you guys decide to reinvest or when to reinvest into a new feature on the property, right? Like you said, the treehouse got full, so you added the wagon, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's say you want to add another feature that's outside of horses or lodging, for example, right? And I don't know what that would be.
Yeah.
A roping thing or a whatever. I don't know.
For sure. Which we've done that. We've done summer camps or that sort of stuff.
That's right. Yeah, we didn't talk about
some of the summer camps, and we built like a roping dummy for the kids to just rope on. And I would say it's probably more just like the creative piece of what can we add that adds value to people.
Yeah.
Because right now we have enough stuff that keeps people busy. But how do we continually add more value to, if we want to do a class on how to break a horse? I was talking with a guy yesterday that, and I'm no horse trainer. I can break horses and now they're safe, but I'm not a professional by any stretch of the imagination. Sure. But we could do, okay, here's what we do to our horses to make them safe. Or a roping, not clinic, but a roping fun thing like that, or learning how to run on the horses. And we do horseback riding lessons. So a lot of the people that want to know more as far as the horse stuff, they want to know more, then they come back for a lesson. So then they can end up running or loping on the horse or learning how to post on the trot or whatever the case is, because there's a lot more that goes into it than just getting on the horse and riding the horse.
How'd you learn how to ride a horse?
I grew up with my grandpa had a horse for me that I was little and got thrown off of several times, I remember. And then we had horses in 2009 when we moved out there. And then I bought these other horses and I knew how to ride, but then really going and understanding better. And then when I shattered my collarbone, then I thought, okay, I mean, this is the ultimate like responsibility. I wasn't mad at the horse, because the horse just tossed me and I should have sat it, you know? But in my mind, I thought, okay, how can I take the responsibility and how can I become a better rider? So after I got thrown, I became a much better rider and really tried to refine, okay, what does my seat look like? I have a guy that I do lessons from in Augusta. So like, how can I actually be better? Because if I don't know how to do it, how can I teach somebody else? And I don't do the lessons. Our instructor, Jordan, is who does the lessons. I kind of oversee it. We were out of town on an elk hunt for 7 days. And
How'd that go?
It was great. It was awesome. We rode 75 miles on horseback.
Wow.
It was wild. I just put up a video on my YouTube channel about it. We'll have several different part series on our YouTube channel. Anyways, she said when I came back, your job sucks.
Just the facilitating.
And lining all the rides up and making it work and you know, lining up the staff and all that sort of stuff. So she's happy to do the trail rides and lead the lessons and all that sort of stuff. I line all the other stuff up.
You do all the facilitating, so you obviously at your core, I think a lot of people take, they're scared to take what they love or a hobby into a business, which you did that. Yeah. You were like, I love horses. Yeah. I enjoyed this process. Now I want to like do that for a living. Yeah. Has that transition ruined any of your love for horses? Like,
no. I think it's interesting because I was talking with a pastor friend of mine the other day, you know, and he's like, where is your effort worth it the most? And my effort is not necessarily worth it the most in horses. It's fun, but it's not worth it the most in horses. But I enjoy it. I think it makes a real impact on people. The cool part, one of my favorite things about it is when somebody comes out that's wearing Crocs and sweatpants, has never been on a horse before, and they are scared out of their mind to get on my horse. They get on my horse, and by the time the 45 minutes is over, they're in love with that horse, and they had a great experience. They didn't get thrown. The horse didn't bolt, whatever the case was. And then because I've also had people that are the opposite. I've had a guy that was like in his 40s. He's like, hey, can I talk to you for a second? And kind of pulls me off to the side. He's like, the last time I was on a horse, it threw me or it ran. I said, I get it. Our horses don't do that. You know? Yeah. Now, or our horses have not done that. Now, I'm not saying they won't. They're still a horse. They still could do whatever they want. But
they have free will.
After 2,000 rides, they don't do that, you know?
Yeah, sure.
But it's cool to see the transformation because horses, if you can believe this, horses, dogs, and giraffes can understand what the person is feeling. So a horse can hear your heartbeat from 4 feet away. That's why dogs make good. Yeah. That's why dogs make good like
therapy animals.
Therapy animals. Same with horses.
Really?
Also same with giraffes. One of my dad's friends, giraffes, that's a similar kind of deal. I don't know how
people have pet giraffes.
I don't know how you'd ride a giraffe. Therapy. I don't know. A giraffe's $100,000. But he's like, that's his gig is giraffes.
Is it even legal to buy a giraffe?
I don't know. If it is, I want one.
Like that's a really crazy customized trailer,
for the
like
treehouse.
the neck.
How cool would that be?
Oh,
at the treehouse, you know,
amazing.
Feed the giraffe.
Oh yeah.
So, but anyways, the cool thing is from that 45 minutes, it's a total transformation that someone had an awesome experience. They were able to, in my eyes, see God through that and God work in their life through this horse that was like, we're doing it with trail rides, but how do we actually, you know, show people Jesus through the trail rides? That's really what we're after. And I think that's working. People want to be a part of a community. We do live music out there at the ranch. We put in a bar, not to sell drinks, but to then increase the community of people coming out there. So I mean, obviously we do sell drinks,
right?
But there's a concert that comes out there. People want to be a part of that. We do corporate events out there. People want to be a part of. People want something to belong to. Yeah, and that's really what we want to try and offer. But going back to your question of, you know, does it change the love for it? No, I think you have to have a passion for it. That would be if someone was asking me, hey, should I go and do this? Do you have a passion for it? Because if you do, you should do it. But if you don't, you 100% should not do it. You'll burn out because there's days it sucks. There's days you get thrown off the horse and shatter your collarbone. And
some days it's real cold.
It's very cold some days. Sometimes it's snowing on you and breaking the ice in the wintertime and feeding the horses when it's not fun and getting there an hour or two ahead of time before everybody gets there for the trail ride. Yeah. Then they get there early, so you're not ready and need to check them in still. And then you got to put them away once it's dark. So there's a lot of pieces that people want to be a cowboy until it's time to do cowboy stuff.
Yeah, and I'm sure a big part of that's just respecting the animal. I mean, they care probably goes a long way into how the experience goes.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, if you're not taking care of the horses correctly, it's probably going to result in bad trail rides.
For sure. Yeah,
right?
they got it. The horse has to be respectful. But with any business, you know, there's pieces to it that aren't that fun, but you do because you like the end result.
Yeah. Yeah, I love how you say that at the end. I'm still kind of stuck on the giraffe thing. How far can a giraffe hear a heartbeat? Its head's already 20 feet high.
You need to ask our chat GPT.
Yeah, we have Mr.
Chat GPT. How far away can a giraffe hear a heartbeat?
I want to have that on the podcast. We need to have like a voice.
Just put it right here.
AI
put
the
it
whole
right
time.
Here.
So whenever we're not sure, we're just like, hey, how does this work? Tyler, can we get a separate mic for Chat GPT?
Chat GPT
in every episode.
We're gonna ask Chat GPT.
Yeah, let's ask about the giraffes.
Okay.
Put it up to the mic though on your speaker. Let's see what it says about the giraffes. I just keep imagining the trailer that would haul a giraffe. Like, it doesn't make sense in my mind. Like, like their heads just stick out. That would suck on the highway. Poor giraffe. Yeah, with the bridges.
I've heard that a good driver. Horses and giraffes and dogs are all good therapy animals.
Yeah, you heard.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Sure thing. So yeah, horses, dogs, and even some more unusual animals like giraffes can definitely have therapeutic benefits. Horses are super well known in equine therapy because they help people with all kinds of physical and emotional challenges. Dogs, of course, are kind of the classic therapy animal. And while giraffes are a little less common, some places do use unique animals just because interacting with them can be calming and kind of magical. So you're definitely on the right track.
We're on the right track.
There you go. Did we learn anything else? No. We just know.
But we're on the right track.
We're on the right track. I love it. Dude, yeah, imagining that waking up in the treehouse and just a giraffe head is just like morning. That might be some
Feeding
good therapy in itself.
Carrots,
Yeah. Yeah, people probably never leave.
The problem in Kansas is it gets cold.
Oh, yeah.
So the giraffes can't handle the cold. Because we looked into it.
You did.
Yes. I mean, they're like 100K a piece.
Wow.
But
you could just, anybody can buy a giraffe though? Like,
I'm sure there's special licensing, but how much more could you charge for the treehouse?
Oh, a lot.
You charge $1,000 or $2,000 a night just to feed the dang giraffe.
So so in the winter they would have to go indoors.
Yeah.
Right. So you'd have to have a barn that's
But we've also talked about putting a big arena in too. So
yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, this is about to turn into a circus. You got giraffes, the elephants are next.
Right. That's right.
Lions.
That's right.
That's awesome.
Lions and tigers and bears.
I think you should do it.
Yeah. Oh, that's
guys. Comment on this podcast if you think Diamond Spring Ranch needs to get into the giraffe business.
Giraffes and riding the giraffes. There you go.
Can you ride a giraffe?
I have no idea.
Get ChatGPT out. No, I'm kidding. That was awesome. No, that's great. Talk about the venue. That the venue business is tough. I feel like, as far as just like hosting events and figuring out what kind of events you want to host,
and how
right?
much to charge.
Right. Yeah. What do you even charge? Like, do you provide staffing? Do you do the food side? Like, is there anything you found on for the lodge as far as hosting events that you guys like that is a good fit thus far? Is there anything that's like been harder to figure out?
Yeah. Well, it was a challenge to convince my dad to do events at the lodge because it's just
it was his man cave. You took it away from him.
Well, I didn't take it away
kidding.
from him. Yeah, it's his man cave. And we have a lot of nice stuff in there. I mean, it's a multi-million-dollar building. Mm-hmm. So it's all tongue and groove inside there. The bar is top-notch. I mean, everything is very nice in there. So it took some convincing. But when we do the trail rides, people would say, do you rent this out? Do you rent this out? No. Do you rent this out? No. Do you rent this out? No, but we should. Do you rent this out? Dad, we should rent this out. So anyways, we now do rent it out. And the challenges that go along with it are, how much do you charge? Or if we're more along the lines of like corporate, that's really kind of where we want to do. And we've done a few weddings. The weddings are by far the most profitable, but then you got to deal with the bride. I mean, that's really the reality of it. I was talking to somebody the other day and they said, you don't have much of a filter, do you? I said, no, I think that went away a long time ago.
Yeah. just as far as like that a wedding situation, they're going to be way more particular.
More particular.
They're going to have like, yeah.
So, and
a lot could go wrong.
It's not a wedding venue. I mean, that
Right.
wasn't what it was designed for. It was designed as a man cave. There's a bathroom downstairs and a bathroom upstairs. Like, there's dead animals on the wall, mounted everywhere.
Yeah.
There's the World Slam of turkeys mounted in there. Like, you know. So, anyways, it's not designed for a black and white picturesque wedding venue, you know.
I feel like you're sitting at the table with the couple to be, and you're like, would you like your photos next to this dead animal or this dead animal?
And they're like, can we take stuff off the wall? No,
no,
you can't, you know. Thanks for
amazing.
asking, but no. So anyways, but also it's a very unique venue. It's a very nice venue.
Yeah.
So people do want that.
I mean, there's great opportunity for photos all around it too.
It is.
I mean,
And the outdoor piece is awesome. We got tons of trees.
honeymoon
the pond.
suite in the tree.
Yeah. We did a wedding out there this last year, and that's what we do. You
They
rent out.
stayed
We have
in
one
a-
package where they rent out the treehouse with it. We have an option where they
part's
can
cool.
add horses to it if they want to.
Yeah.
So, anyways, there's a lot of options that go along with it, but the corporate's
the
is kind of
focus.
really
Yep.
what we want to do, and we want to do a lot. We want to do a lot of high-end stuff out there. So like a wine and whiskey club or a cigar club, or again, somewhere to belong to. That's something that you just don't find in Wichita, USA.
Cowboy steaks. Is
right.
there such a thing? What is a
Cowboy steak?
yeah? It's just cooked on fire.
Well, the way we cook the steaks, we've had several people come and they're like, I had an expensive steak at Bricktown last night, they were in Oklahoma City, this specific couple. And they said, this is way better. I said, well, thank you, you know? And we had a girl a couple weeks ago. She said, I don't know if I really like steaks. And her dad brought her, and it was a dad and daughter date. It was kind of fun. And she said, I don't really like steaks, but I liked this one. And so anyways, we cook them
Why
on
is
the
it
flat
good?
top. Well, because I'm cooking them. That's why they're good.
What's your secret? Tell us.
Butter and quality beef. That's the secret.
And so you do flat top on
We
your
cook them on the
steaks.
flat top,
Cool.
put a little Lowry's on top, put them flipping
Yeah.
around, a little butter on there, get the flat top hot, stick it on there, and let it cook for a few minutes, flip it over, more butter, and then you're ready. And people love it. It's
More butter
very
is
good.
better.
That's right. I use almost an entire stick of butter on
Per
two
steak?
On two
On two
steaks.
steaks?
Yeah. Yeah.
That seems about
The
right.
dinner
Half a
date
stick of butter.
what's called the dinner date. The dinner
That's
date's
cool.
very popular. People
Yeah.
love it. It's the least profitable thing as far as time spent and that sort of deal. In my mind, I mean, because of the extra time it takes and the going to the store and buying all the stuff. But again, it goes back to, are you passionate about it? Is it something that you want to deliver a quality product to somebody? And for $325, they get a sunset trail ride, a steak and potato dinner, cheesecake is what we're serving as the dessert, then s'mores and a campfire. So it's like a 2.5 hour
And it's not an
experience.
overnighter thing.
It's not an overnighter.
but yeah.
The way we have it is kind of an a la carte.
I mean, a
is-
lot of people can spend over $100 at a restaurant real quick.
For sure, on just a steak and no
Right.
campfire and
Yeah.
no trail ride.
Yeah.
And it's an experience you can't find anywhere else. You couldn't just call up a farmer and say, "Hey, can I come bring my horse and build a campfire behind your barn?" Like,
Yeah, do you do that experience for more than just a single couple? Like if like a
we would do it
group
for two
comes out,
couples
or-
right now. Is,
Okay.
is the max we do. And a lot of our trail rides have between 4 and 6 riders.
Got
So
it.
it just
Okay.
also depends on the time of year. If we have 6 horses available, we
Then
can
you
do
could do
3
it.
couples.
Yeah.
And it's better when we do it at 3 couples because it's the same amount of effort for 3
heck
couples. But people love that. We only do that Saturday nights because it is a lot of extra effort.
Yeah.
And we don't serve other food outside of some burgers when we do some events. But people love it, and that also is booked out. When we get into the summertime, it's booked almost every Saturday night.
bet.
Yeah.
That's a
People
really
love it.
cool idea.
And people do. They stay in the treehouse.
So when do you
do that.
decide to charge more for something like
That's
that?
a good question.
When it starts
I
getting
mean,
booked out, I know
yeah.
it's so hard.
Yeah, and it again, it's not so much because I could charge an extra $100, but I mean, it doesn't really gain us that much in the long run. I mean, if you do an extra 50 of them, it's an extra $5,000. Okay, or we just keep it the way it is and let people have an awesome experience
Yeah.
and not charge them an arm and a
Probably
leg.
creates a ton of referrals too for all the
yeah.
other aspects of
For
the
sure,
venue.
for sure.
And then maybe gets them to book the treehouse that night if it's available.
Right. Well, and we have kind of an all-encompassing piece that, like, if you book the treehouse, a lot of times somebody books a trail ride, or if they come out to some sort of party or like we do a Kentucky Derby party every year. The news was out there this last year, and everybody dresses up to the nines for the Kentucky Derby party. And but anyways, they come to the Kentucky Derby party, and then they want to come on a trail ride, or they want to do a dinner date, they want to stay in the treehouse, or whatever it is. As a whole, it makes it really cool that they can come and do multiple different things.
Yeah, that's powerful. 10 years from now, what's the hope? What's the dream for that venue?
A cowboy town, probably.
Cowboy town, yeah.
Where you ride your horses in to it's only horseback you ride in a cowboy town. And you might stay the night in what looks like a saloon.
Yeah.
And anyways, I don't know, cowboy town, something like that.
Yeah.
More Airbnbs, more property, just more space to do what we're doing now, but on a larger scale.
Yeah. Do you guys have room or opportunity to expand?
Yeah.
From where you're at? Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not landlocked.
No, thankfully we're not. And again, we have great neighbors, which makes a difference.
That does make a huge difference. What advice would you give someone if they're starting a venue now? And so you guys are 22, so almost 4 years into this.
So we've had the venue itself, as far as the lodge, just a year and a half. But
and I'm talking treehouse, wagon, like just overall, you have a destination venue. What's your advice to someone after? Like, what's something you could save them a lot of heartache?
Yeah, when we first did the treehouse, I found somebody that had a treehouse and called them. I said, "What would you do different if you're going to build the treehouse again?" They said, "We wouldn't build it." I thought, that's encouraging.
It's not the answer I wanted. Yeah. I really want to build this.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think really, if you're passionate about it and you feel like God's calling you towards it, the people are going to show up for it. And going back to your point, going after where you feel like God's leading you and what you're passionate about and what you're good at. I think a lot of people go through their whole life and they just never evaluate those things. Like, what am I good at? I'm just going to go work X job because that's what was available. And then they work there 30 years. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I want to surround myself with the people that are trying to do more, like they're going after who they feel like God's called them to be. And when you're going after what God's called you to do or be, you're not going to go wrong.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's going to provide the people, he's going to provide the way, because it's challenging, to build the treehouse. I mean, just an example, building the treehouse how it was drawn, it wasn't drawn with one of the trees in it. So this tree is coming up and over. So we had to cut that tree out after it was built. And then we put an angled roof on it that was angled like this and like this. Like, I do residential remodeling and building, and that was still really hard. Like, there's problems that come up that a friend of mine says, if it ain't the chickens, it's the windmill. If the chickens don't have a problem, then the windmill has a problem. If it ain't the chickens, it's the windmill. So there's always problems that go along with it. But if in the end goal, what you're trying to do and accomplish ends up impacting people in a positive way, I feel like it's all worth it. But, it has to be thought through ahead of time. There's a lot of pieces, the moving parts that go into it. And it does take a whole bunch of time that, are you willing to spend that time? But again, if you feel like God's calling you towards it, jump out and do it. Because I think there's going to be a lot of blessings that can come from that. Just walking in obedience. I mean, in where Saul lost the anointing that went to David, it wasn't about let me just tell the whole story. So Saul goes and conquers one of these lands. Well, God says, I want you to burn all of their stuff. Mm-hmm. And you can watch this in the David
it's
film.
A cool series.
It's very, very good.
Yeah.
But then he brings back and says, well, I'm going to bring this back, this 10% or whatever it was, the best of the best of the best, to then sacrifice to God. Well, God desires obedience over sacrifice. And that is really a telling piece in the story, where then David was just willing to be obedient, and God didn't remove the anointing from Saul right away, but then the next one coming in. But that was the turning point of Saul brought these things back to then give to God. Well, God didn't want sacrifice. He wanted the obedience. And same kind of deal. I think if what God's calling you to is to go start a business or to do something, be obedient to that and he'll show up.
Yeah. Yeah. So conviction, purpose, and then outcome being how is this going to impact people? Like when this is done, like what gets you through those hard times?
Right.
Calling, conviction.
Yeah. We call it
Execute
dreams,
it.
purpose, legacy
There you
at
go.
the ranch.
There you
Dreams,
go.
purpose, legacy. Yeah.
No, that's good. That's great advice. Dude, well, thanks for hanging out.
Yeah,
This
this
is
has
super
been
fun.
awesome. Heck
I'm going to be thinking about giraffes when I go to bed tonight.
You can 3D print a giraffe.
I know, I'll 3D print a giraffe. But no, I learned a ton. You guys are awesome. I can't wait to go out there. We did not make it happen this summer,
We'll make
but
it
I can't
happen,
wait to go
yeah.
out in the spring and take my girls out there.
For
And
sure.
it's to everyone listening, the venue's amazing. The treehouse, you gotta go up there. It doesn't make sense until you're all the way at the loft and you're still like, this is crazy. Because
Yeah.
then when you get up to that loft, you're like, I'm really high.
Well, when
right
we
now.
tell people we have a treehouse, they're like, "Oh, that's cool."
Yeah.
Like, no, like it ain't like a treehouse in your kid's
It's like
backyard.
it's a house.
It's a
and a
600 square
tree.
foot house in the
In a
trees
tree.
with a loft and a clean bed and a
crazy.
bathroom and a sink
Yeah.
and a kitchen area,
Yeah.
a refrigerator. I mean, everything you would normally have. It sleeps 4. Both of them sleep 4.
I'd imagine an evening on that deck is really nice too.
My
Just
parents, when
sitting
it's
out
not
there.
booked, they just go sit out on the deck.
Yeah, that'd be super fun. Yeah. But now you guys have done an awesome job, and yeah, really appreciate your time. And,
Absolutely, man.
We'll get all your stuff posted in the links and comments of this. And but
That's
yeah,
awesome.
you're easy to talk to.
Well,
Good
thank
job.
you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
This is awesome. Thanks
Yeah.
for having me.
Of course.